Okay, let me think.
The future is... I have no idea.
Future is stability. The future is a surprise.
The future is open.
Can I take my time to think about it?
Wow.
Where do I look?
That is kind of tough.
The future is bright.
Bright.
Right?
Bright.
I want to say bright, but that sounds silly because I'm pretty sure everyone would say that.
Interesting. No, that's dumb. Say something better.
Every choice that we make every day determines what the future is.
One word answer.
Limitless. Unpredictable.
Whatever we make of it.
The future is hopeful.
As a business leader, you've got to be thinking about the future as you decide how are you going to allocate capital, how are you going to allocate human resources, how are you going to assess risks and opportunities.
If you don't look to the future, you don't know where your growth is coming from, and you don't know where your customers are going. And without customers, you have no business.
We constantly have to think of where is this industry going? What exactly is the benefit that we could bring to that, and then drive that innovation into the company. That's how we think.
As a business leader in wireless, if you don't innovate, you perish. Your product, your service, your technology, even your business model could be obsolete in as little as 2 years.
We always think about what the next big trends are, and we think in 10-year increments.
You know, how are the populations around the world aging, forming households, generating wealth, accumulating wealth? You know, I think that's probably the biggest factor whenever you're looking at the future of demographics.
The trends that are affecting our business right now and will affect our business a lot in the coming years are the proliferation of not only internet use, but the number of devices that'll use wireless technology. It's not just phones anymore. It's PCs, it's gaming devices, it's netbooks. Your car is going to be wirelessly connected. Your clothes will probably have a wireless chip. The pills that you take will have wireless connectivity so the doctors can tell what chemicals are in your stomach.
I think you're going to see just an incredible continued growth in the emerging markets as we go into globalization.
The applications that will be possible over wireless networks in a few years are almost unthinkable today.
When I got to Qwest, here's a company with 13 million access lines or telephone lines, but they had divested their wireless assets. Where was their growth going to come from? As university students and as people moved away from having a landline or a telephone line in their home to using their cell phone full time. Oh my gosh, we didn't have wireless.
You know, when people say they do business in China and India, it's not just about money, the brain power. There's an enormous brain power, especially for science and math. In different parts of the world we have to tap. So where we design our products, how we design our products, where we sell it, and where we accentuate our expenditures is completely dependent upon these mega trends.
Everybody needs to be focused on the customer, because that's why companies exist.
One of the skills, I think, that separates people are people who can think broadly and ahead such that they can help companies anticipate.
I think if people had a little bit more critical thinking, they were a little more externally focused, they were driven more by global demographics, supply-demand factors, and they had a framework that enabled them to have alternatives ready in the event the scenario doesn't unfold exactly as they originally thought.
Very first thing I did when I got on the job the first week was I told my leadership team that I wanted to meet the smartest, brightest minds in the company. I don't care what they do, how long they've been here, how old they are, what level they are. I want to meet them and spend some time with them. So, if you are that kind of person who is creative and bright and insightful about where the business is going, you're going to be noticed.
Learning the techniques and the skills for seeing where the future takes your company or the sector you are in is critically important.
We're not here just to do okay. And I have always wanted to be around people who want to do something extraordinary with their lives.
Foresight was a really unique course.
Foresight has changed the way I think about the future in a sense that there's not one future. There's many things that can happen that can disrupt what we see as the expected future.
Foresight forced us to first find the trends and find the things that are changing.
The main skill I learned in Foresight was that there's a methodical method to approach every uncertainty. And if you attack a big problem or uncertainty at once, it's going to seem overwhelming, but Foresight was able to break it down.
And so I think one of the biggest things that I've learned is how to be evidence-based and how to take an evidence-based approach.
Well, from this entire process, the biggest takeaway for me was sort of not only conceptually understanding the concept of uncertainty, but sort of applying it to a real business case.
The class has really shown that it's important to look at different perspectives.
It's really widening your view of what you're paying attention to and what's on your radar.
One of the most interesting things about our topic is it brings a lot of different sectors, a lot of different industries together.
The best thing you can do for it is to prepare, look to the outer edges of the spectrum, to see any possibilities coming, and then make sure that you position yourself in a way to succeed no matter what comes at you.
I think approaching the future and looking at it as a variety of different possible outcomes, a variety of scenarios, was a tool that I didn't necessarily appreciate going into the process, but afterwards I realized how you really have to prepare yourself for a range of scenarios and be prepared no matter which one ultimately plays out.
From this class, I understand now that the future is foreseeable. Like, we can almost touch it, we can change it ourselves, capitalize on business opportunities.
Never be satisfied with the status quo as it is, and if you're not thinking about the next step, then somebody else is.
Foresight has really taught me that no vision is too big. If you look back 10 years ago, no one really thought that smartphones would be as prevalent as they are today.
Not only does that give us a different perspective, but it also gives us a leg up when we go into the business world.
It's not just a class, it's definitely something that you take along with you.
The future is me. Simple as that.